Greetings all, Frog here. It is time for Metro Monday. We will play a little mini Metro. I have a new computer. We're going to talk all about it. I think this was all saved to the cloud, and it looks like it was, so we could just continue along. Sao Paulo's the next one to go, right? We did Montreal. Yes, we did. We'll play Sao Paulo for however long it takes. I love the night mode, so we're going to continue playing on night mode. Oh, hey. Sorry about that. I love playing in night mode. And I think it just looks really cool. So we're gonna go ahead and play that. We'll continue playing the same mode and all that business. I apologize in advance. I have part of the new computer setup is that it has a different power supply, and I think the fan on this power supply is significantly louder. Could be the case fan too, because I've switched to a different case. I bought an ATX board, not realizing that the case I was using was a micro ATX case. Oops. So that's kind of unfortunate. But hopefully I can get most of it out. And what I've done on the recordings, some of the high pitch is still in there. But when I'm talking, it's mostly masked by my voice. And when I'm not talking, the noise removal tool does a good job of getting rid of it. But because it is a pitch and not just some like fan noise, then it doesn't hear very well. So it doesn't remove it very well, basically. So, oh well. Interesting. That's not very effective use of your time there, Mr. Train. So anyway, you might hear a little bit of a high whine when I'm recording. My wife says it doesn't exist, so I mean maybe you won't. I hear it in my headphones, but you know that's just me. Also, it's hot as hell up here again, so I've got the ceiling fan blowing full blast. That might be part of it too. I don't know. I'm apologizing before I've even begun. Check that out. All right, go this way. I don't know how to guarantee that that's going the proper direction I want, so go this way. And we're just doing one loop. We're gonna make it work. 2 trains, 1 loop for now. And when we have to cross the river, we're gonna cross the river. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Hey, one of my friends is playing Empire Total War. How annoying. So, let's see. Let's talk about the new computer, shall we? I took advantage of Micro Center's Independence Day sale, and other computer stores are, of course, available, but they had a great sale, and 6 months same as cash financing on their card, etc., etc. So I went and upgraded a few new components at a remarkable discount. I mean, I probably paid maybe 60%. I'm pretty sure I paid more like half off though, so I think it worked out pretty well for me. The big changes are I have a complete new motherboard. Obviously, the whole ATX versus micro ATX discussion. Obviously, I've made some sort of change, and I forgot to write down what that was. Let me look over. I don't even see what it says on the box. AS Rocks, maybe? AS Rocks is, I think, what it says. 970. It's some sort of gamer board. It makes overclocking easier. I'm not going to be doing any overclocking, at least not right now, because while I would love games to run faster, I also do recording, so it's kind of important that I don't drop a whole bunch of frames, you know what I mean? Gosh, I don't think we need a line, so we'll take a carriage right now. The chipset behind that is an AM3. So I went with the AMD FX 8350. It's a 4 gigahertz octa-core processor. It will work just fine. I think it's working actually really, really great for everything that I need. There's our first one. There we go. So we'll put that loop in there. We'll get my back and forth going. All my guys will transfer over there, and then we'll just get a loop going up there or whatever we need. We got 3 more tunnels, so that's nice. The octa-core processor is a number of good things. I had a quad-core processor before, and I wasn't even really using the quad-cores because it was a 32-bit operating system. So yes, a 32-bit operating system can be multi-threaded, but it wasn't really. I mean, I wasn't using it that way. It was very, very poor. So, you know, that's just how it went. All right, that's all of my engines. Now, I have no more engines. They're all in play. These are going to be the 3 lines I'm going to go with for now. I will just create loops if I can. You know, I've got 2 more tunnels, so it's possible. I'm not necessarily advocating that, but it's possible. I don't know how this map's going to go, right? First time on Sao Paulo. I don't play Mini Metro in between. Well, I mean, I guess I do, but I don't do anything new because I like sharing the newing. The newing? Look that up. That'll be in the OED next year. The newing of stuff for you guys so we can experience it together. That's not good. That's already happening. We're going to have to put a carriage on this line just to make sure we're good to go. It is handling the lion's share of the work, so that makes sense to me. What else? Oh, on the computer, right. So that's a big deal, right? To put it in perspective, the quad core I was using was a Phenom 2. So it's not even like it was one of the latest quad cores. It was old. There's no doubt. I knew I had a dated computer. So it's going to be much better in that regard, just for the 4 gigahertz. I mean, I think it was a 4 gigahertz processor before, but the level 2 and level 3 bus are much, much better. The juice of choice today is cranberry raspberry. New locomotive, fantastic. Tunnels, give me a choice for tunnels. I feel like I should take the tunnels. Because I don't know when they're going to be offered again. So we're going to take the tunnels and just try and make do with this extra locomotive. So to go with this, I have 8 gigabytes of DDR3 1600 RAM, which is double the RAM I had before. And now that I'm running a 64-bit system, I actually can use the lion's share of the RAM and have it not be a problem. So all these 3 components are new. I also have a new Western Digital hard drive. Do I extend the blue line or do I just give it a little help? I think I do both, honestly, just to kind of help out a bit. And I'm going to need another train on the blue line. This is kind of expected. So not a problem. That's why I didn't go for the other line. I'm happy with 3 lines. 3 lines should be sufficient. And if I really need to, I could bring the green line over and overlap. If this doesn't develop. Sorry about the sniffles, too. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe it's just because it's so warm. Oh, well, that's not ideal. Let's take you out of there and put you into here instead. No, I feel like that's a bad idea, actually. Let's do that, but then bring him up here. So we'll still have all those going together. What do you want, Mr. Phone? I don't care about that. So the hard drive I now have is a Western Digital 7200 RPM, a terabyte drive, which is sort of insane in my head. I understand that when I went to Micro Center, there were up to 5 terabyte drives on sale to the general public at a reasonable price. It was sort of crazy. I went with the 1 terabyte because it was $50. $50! That to me is truly insane. That's all it cost. I remember when I got my first gigabyte hard drive. Okay, I was still in high school, and it was a gigabyte hard drive. We thought it was, how could you ever fill a gigabyte hard drive, right? There's no way, and I think my parents said they paid $300 for it for Christmas. It was a Christmas gift. And I just paid $50 for a terabyte. That's 1,000 times more memory. And it's going to be blazing fast, too. It's a 6 gigabyte a second SATA 3, and I didn't have a SATA 3 drive before. I was running a terabyte, but it was an array, and it turns out half the disk, one of the disks was bad, and the other disk was not. I mean, they're still good. Oh my God, you're tempting me so hard here. I feel like a northern line would be useful. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And we're going to do it this way. So we're going to go from here to here to here to just to help the stress on all of these lines. So, what was I talking about? Terabyte drives. Right, I had an array, and it was just SATA 1. So, I mean, it was not that fast. And I'm going to still use that old computer. So the computer that I took the parts out of, like I took the graphics card. It's a GeForce GT 720. So nothing too fancy. I mean, it'll get the job done, right? I took that out and put it into this new computer. So I'm just going to use the onboard video in the old computer because it'll work fine. I'm just going to use it as a media server, basically. So there's a half a terabyte of workable. I'm going to I'm going to undo the array, to get a little more, well, I mean, I'm back and forth. If I keep the array, then I have a backup, I mean, it's cloaking, not cloaking. I don't know, but I can't think right. It's too damn hot in here. But the upshot is that it's protecting the data, or I unraid them and partition the one to get more storage space. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Right now, I have Sao Paulo ready to explode at any minute. I wonder what the extreme challenge for this one is. I don't know. I assume the normal is just to get to 500, so we should hit that by the end of the week. And we'll be ready to move on to the next challenge for next week. Uh-oh. Okay, good. I was going to say, I've got 3 stops going here, so hopefully it should be pretty decent. But that's the new rig. So how about some benchmarks? Well, I'm not running any tests. Right? There's no official benchmark that I'm actually using. I'm not using the 3D Gamer whatever, or the Game Informer 3D or any of those things. I'm just playing. And what I've discovered from playing these games is, wow, maybe I won't make it to 500. Oh, these triangles. I've got all 3 lines have triangles. Why are we just dumping them off here and not picking anybody up? You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. So, yeah. Let's get a carriage. I have to stick another carriage on the blue line, I think. What's the next blue line train to go by that spot? The one that already has a carriage. Can I add a third? I can. That doesn't seem effective use of my resources. So we're not going to do that. We're going to add it over there. And then I could add another train onto the... Shoot, I don't know. Yellow line would probably help. Let's go yellow. That direction. So try and help reduce some of that. There we go. But at the Unico, it was 500. I thought so. So just to give it some informal benchmarks, right? Informally, I have seen some improvement in that wow, this is getting intense. Oh, Blue's about to pick them up. Okay. Let's talk speed of task. So, first off, I remembered to get all my save game files, so those were protected. I forgot all the settings for all of the recording software. So, like, there's nothing was saved. I've had to rebuild all the profiles again. It was really annoying. But one of the things that I do is I have a chain that I use for Audacity, so I can just hit apply chain and it does everything that it needs to do. And there's only one or 2 steps at the end that I have to do manually. Holy smokes! I don't know if I'm going to make it to the end of the next week. This is a dangerous map. I think I'm doing it right, but goodness. Oh, that's not good. From here, I guess. So, it used to take probably about 3 minutes to properly finalize the audio and run it through its paces, and then I have a mono mic, so turn the mono into stereo and all that business, and do all the EQ and everything that I want to do to make it sound good. And oh man, flying by the seat of my pants here. So, it would, like I said, it would take about 3 minutes. Well, now it takes a minute, and I timed it. I can actually do it in under 60 seconds for the same size file, for a 20-minute audio file, right? So not like this one, because we're gonna crap out here after about 15 minutes. I'm still gonna talk though. Oh, saved. Give me a carriage. Give me a carriage right here. That will help save that. And then I don't think I can put another train on the blue line, so the blue line might be done, but I could put a train on the red line, which will, I think, help. So we're gonna try it. I might have wanted to put it on the yellow line too. I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean, these things are leaving fully loaded. 2 will come off, 4 will come on. Yeah, these are not great odds. I almost want to move you to connect to that bad boy, and then to that bad boy, just to try and relieve some congestion, but I don't see this ending well. Oh, there's too many spots. This one's going to hit. Is there anyone coming? The green is coming, but I don't think it's coming fast enough. Holy smokes. The bigger test, though, is the rendering of the videos. And what I did is we went, the Women's World Cup final was today. Congratulations, United States. And we left for dinner. We went to pick up some deli food. And then we went to watch the game. We just watched it at home. And I started at 6:20. I set the rendering for 6 videos. And I'm like, however many we get to, we'll just see. This will be a nice test to see how fast this actually goes. There's the ending. It's in the south. Oh, blue might get there in time. Oh, yeah. we're still going, baby. We're still going. I mean, we're still going to lose, but we're still going. I don't want to go there first. I want to do that. Nope. I want to do that, then that. Yeah, this is just brutal. This is not going to work well. Yep, that's the one. Goodbye. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. So anyway, we started at 6. We'll just have a little chat. The videos, let's just say, it wasn't great. A 20-minute video would have taken about an hour to encode. And what I'm doing is I am unfortunately compressing them, which is probably not a great idea. It'd be better if I had better internet to just encode them into an MP4 file, and that's it. But I'm actually going all the way to WebM to get the file sizes way down before I upload them to YouTube. And I think the loss in quality it's not massive, especially for a little channel like mine. It's not like, you know, that sounds horrible, because I do appreciate all of you that are watching this, and I appreciate all of you that are commenting on all the other videos, and I want to give you the best quality that I can. But as it is, I'm only going to upload in 720p because my internet just isn't that good. It's good, but it's not great. So I think still, even after all these computer upgrades, streaming might not be an option. We'll find out later. Pardon me. I love a good juice. So it's worth it to render it that way, because then it took me a little bit longer to render, but then to upload was significantly faster, and that makes a huge difference. Well, I now have up to 8 cores, and so I set Kdenlive to use 6 of them when it's rendering, because I figure that leaves 2 cores left over for various other things that, like, one, the Kdenlive process itself, since it actually renders through Melt. So Melt is what's being allowed to use 6 cores, and then all the other stuff will have 2 cores left over, which is plenty, because when I render, obviously I'm not doing anything else, because why bother? I want to be able to render as fast as I can. So I expected to get, if I had done this on the old computer, we'd have watched the whole thing, 2 hours later, come back, and 1 and maybe 3/4 to 4/5 of a video would be done. Well, I checked it at 8:40. So we're talking 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it was halfway through the 6th video. So it's significantly faster, because again, in those 2 hours and 20 minutes, I would have expected it would have gotten through 2 whole videos, because I was gonna check it sooner, and then I ended up watching the whole game. I didn't check it at the half, blah 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 blah. So it's almost 3 times as fast. It's probably 2 3/4 times as fast rendering these videos, which is excellent. So it's really going to save some time in everything. So it's like this video. I'm going to be done with it, and I'm going to render it, and it's probably going to take about a half hour, so that'll take it to about 10:15, and I could still record tonight. And I don't have to worry about, holy crap, am I going to be able to get all these videos in? I'm going to have to render this one. It's going to take forever. No, it's not going to happen anymore. So I'll go downstairs, watch probably Northern Lions' attempt for his X number in the streak, because if you're watching that and you haven't watched in a while, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I wanted, see where I am on the streak to see if it continues, because it's very interesting. And then I'll come back upstairs and record probably some EU4 or GeoGuessr maybe. I've got another one from someone from Geelong, so I'd love to try that one out. Because I just did 2. I started the week with you saw the one earlier was this World 3-minute. Well, spoiler alert, tomorrow's going to be a 3-minute challenge also, because I just wanted something that I knew would be easy on a new system that I could try and get out and work out all the bugs and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I've done. In terms of life in general, I didn't really talk about it. The computer is the most exciting thing, so I talked about that the whole time. But, it was the first week on the new schedule on the new job, and I worked 9.5 straight days, because I went in for what would have been a potluck, because I thought, it's the first week that I've been promoted to management. It'd be nice to show my face as a manager to at least one of the potlucks, and I went to 3 of them, and I ended up working in between it and a little bit after the 3rd one. So I put in a half day's work. Welcome to management, right? That's what you do. But what's nice is throughout most of the rest of the week, I've got plenty of time to do whatever. I didn't do it this past week because I just wanted to relax, just watch a bunch of videos, catch up on the streak of Northern Lions, and watch a little bit more about Bob's Mods, play a little bit more Bob's Mods, and all that stuff. And we'll talk about that for the channel. But in terms of life, it's going really well. I'm taking a road trip on Thursday with the boss. First time we're going to be in a car for 2.5 hours each way. So we'll see, how it works out. Hopefully it'll go well, and it'll just be a good time. I've enjoyed this channel. It's not going anywhere, so don't worry about that. Just, because I'm in management, it's not that big of a deal. I do know how to have a work-life balance, and And I could still do this and see my wife. It's crazy. It's a beautiful thing. I like it a lot. So I hope you enjoyed the game of Mini Metro. Bear, if you're still listening, that's for you. If you did like this, click the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel to stay updated to everything as it happens here. And until next time, cheers.